The Miracle Perspective, showing you the person you are meant to be. It's finished.
It's the time of the day. Please don't be late. Call your friends, I'll call my friends. Let's go and be changed. TMP is doing the most. TMP is doing the most. It's the time of the day. Please don't be late. Call your friends, I'll call
I remember in 2018, I put up a status on my WhatsApp, and I was like, when I finish my master's in 2020, I'm gonna be publishing my book. So I was planning on writing a book, and I started with a few chapters, put up a few topics here and there, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's now 3 years later. My book is still in my head. Do you know why? Procrastination. Not only that, there's many other things I've been putting for later because I felt like that moment when I thought about them, it was just not the right moment. You know what I mean? How many things are you putting up for later right now? This talks to me more than anyone. And I know it talks to you. If you're to be honest with yourself right now, what is it that you've been putting up for later in your life? I know right now I'm still putting up my book for later. I still have the book idea in my mind. And you know what happened when I put it up for later? I had different topics that came in between 2018 and today. Different topics came in. I'm like, I'm gonna write about this. 6 months later, I'm gonna write about this. 6 months later, I'm gonna write about this. To date, different from what I wanted to write about in 2018. Because of procrastination, I have been stuck in one place. Let us talk about procrastination today, ladies and gents. What is procrastination? Well, procrastination is an art of putting things up for later. Instead of doing things now, you would say, I'm gonna do this, but not now, later. There's this meme I once saw. They're like, procrastinators unite. And at the end of that, they're like, tomorrow. It's a dry joke, you know. The point here, ladies and gentlemen, is that with procrastination, you don't get anything done. You come up with a very good idea, fresh idea, and it's gonna change the world. It's gonna help you achieve. It's gonna help you study now, but you're like, I'm gonna do it a little bit later. Somehow it just so happens that now is not a perfect time. Everything is done for later. But there are negative effects that come with procrastination. And this is something that most of us do not recognize when it happens. And it's a huge, huge problem. The biggest problem of procrastination is it kills your self-confidence. How so? It kills, the more you don't do things, the more you don't see things through, the more you don't trust yourself in your ability to get things done. And the more that kills your confidence. Because every time you plan to do something, you always don't do it. You always don't deliver. You do not see it through. And what does that do to you? You never have confidence in what you say you're gonna do. Because you know that you have a tendency, you have a track record of not doing things. It's even worse for some of us who put things down on our diaries, to-do lists, because you put all of those things on your to-do list and the day ends, you haven't done them. You're like, tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. And the more the day goes and the more days go, the more tasks add on your to-do list. So now you check your to-do list, it's full of many things you haven't done. And when you look at them, you feel like it's better I just put this thing, it doesn't work. Now you are working without a to-do list because you know you don't deliver. Next time you have an appointment with someone, you don't show up. Why? Because you are used to not showing up. You are used to not getting things done. And I'm speaking to me here because there's many instances where I've been putting things for later and I never got back to them. And it's been killing my confidence. There's many things I should be doing right now, but I'm not doing. Why? because I don't trust myself. You see, many people look at me and they're like, hey, you're so confident. I'm like, how do you know, bruh? Yeah, we see you, you're talking in front of the camera. You're not me. The thing is, you try and measure my ability based on other people's abilities. And that's not how you measure anything in life that has to do with a human being. You can only measure the potential of a human being based on their own potential. Measure what they're doing based on their own potential. What that means in short is that you can't say I'm confident based on what you see other people not doing. You must measure my confidence based on my potential. Looking at myself right now, I know that I'm operating very low in my potential. I am not nowhere close to what I can do. And that is why I do not have the confidence that I know that I'm capable of having. And that is because of procrastination. I decided to talk about this now because I know it's a problem. And it's a problem for me. But now talking about it, make it easy it makes it easy for me to now deal with it. And I see the impacts of what this thing is doing. And it's very bad. The question comes to you. What is it that you are putting up for later? You've been putting up for later. If you're a student, maybe you've been wanting to study. As you watch this right now, you still want to study, but you're not studying. What are you waiting for? You're like, I'm going to watch after this video. No! The only way to beat procrastination, just like how Nike says, just do it. With procrastination, you just do it now. So stop watching this now. Stop here and just open your books. Start studying. You know you have a phone call that you want to make to you want to greet your mother, you want to greet your father, you want to say something to someone. Stop this thing now. Take up your phone and just call that person right now. You do it now. Because the more you say I'm going to do it later, the more you are entertaining procrastination and you're not going to go anywhere. The most vulnerable thing at hand here is your identity, man. It is your confidence, your self-esteem, your ability to trust yourself, your ability to get things done. You are not doing yourself any justice by putting things up for later. That small thing that you say I'm going to do later, it has a huge impact on your own self-esteem, self-confidence. So it's an attack on your identity. Next thing they say, what do you have to offer? You don't know. Why? Because you do not have a series of records of things that you are able to do. You cannot prove to anyone that you can do anything because you haven't been doing anything. So you don't know what you have to offer. And that is linked with your identity. When they ask, who are you? That question is a question of value. What do you bring to the table? But that's backed up by a series of achievements behind that. What are you stacking up? Do you have any wins? Some of us procrastinate on making our beds. If I get into your room right now, I'm telling you, it's a mess, most of you. Because making your bed is a thing of tomorrow, later. Before you know it, someone is calling you on the other side. Now you can't get back to making your bed. It's already 3 p.m. You're like, I'm going to sleep again, so I'll just continue. Ladies and gents, my invitation is simple. Procrastination is not good for you. It's not good for your confidence. And the only way to beat it is by doing things now. Decide to do it now. Not for later, not tomorrow, not the other day. Do it now. So check on your calendar right now. What is it that you can do now? And the only way to win over a problem is not by solving the big problem first. Start with a little bit, man, the tiny bit and piece of a problem that you have. Is it making your bed? Make your bed now. Is it making a phone call? Make a phone call now. You don't need anything. Is it sending a WhatsApp text? Do that. The more you do those little things, the more you see your self-esteem even getting higher because you're like, wow, I'm actually achieving here. So it's not about achieving those massive things, bruh. It's not even making that amount of money. It's not even about getting that 100% on a test. Those little things, such as making that phone call that you've been saying, I will do it. I will do it. I know for sure I have a phone call to make to my dad and I'm going to make it. I need to make it. Immediately after this, I need to make a phone call to my dad. because I need to talk to him. So I'm gonna call him now because I need to call him. Let me make a quick phone call. Since I'm talking about this, I've got to practice what I preach, So I'm just gonna tell him that, hey, timer, I'm gonna call you now. See? Yeah. You see, I'm actually beating procrastination right here. The action. If he doesn't answer, I'm gonna leave a voice note.
Hello?
Hey, pa.
Hey,
Mjana.
khona njani?
Epukile, amsewisa musne?
Eh.
All right, ntamfonela nyana sweswi in 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
All right. Okay.
Sharp. Done. It works, man. This thing works. Do it. Try it for yourself. Make that call, man. You've been putting it up for later for too long. Make it now. Is it a sales call? You want to follow up with your client? You want to call a client? You want to ask for favor from someone? You want to ask for donations for something? Do it now. Just make that call, man. Once you make that call, you are able to beat this thing of procrastination. Look, procrastination has no power over you, man. Do not give it power. Do not. You are stronger than this. By the way, we are now on podcast platforms, meaning the Miracle Perspective now is also available as a podcast. For those of you who cannot sit down and watch these videos for too long, we've got your back. Now, all this content is available in audio only on all podcast platforms, Spotify, Beaker, radio, whatnot, whatever podcast platform, we are there. So check us out. When you're in your car, you can go on Spotify and say The Miracle Perspective. All the episodes of The Miracle Perspective are there. It's easy to just drive and listen to some power-packed content such as this. Beat procrastination. Go on Spotify right now. Follow The Miracle Perspective. From wherever you are, start watching this, listening to this content. I must get used to saying listening. So catch us there on the podcast platforms because we are live there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up with very, very exciting news. I'm gonna break the news. What's today? Today is, I probably broke the news because this video is up on whatnot. The Miracle Perspective Academy is now live. I'm inviting you to join the Miracle Perspective Academy, TMP Academy. That is where I put all resources. I've got courses. So far, I've got 2 courses, YouTube Mastery course that helps you start, grow, and monetize your YouTube channel. And we've got the Public Speaking Mastery course as well to teach you how to speak, publicly speak with confidence and effectively communicate your message. This is gonna help you also to conquer your fear because within these courses, I cover a huge element of boosting your confidence and beating your fear of standing in front of people. So if you're interested in such stuff, link below, or just go straight to themiracleperspective.com. Sign up. We've got some amazing deals for you. Let's get your self-improvement journey started. Remember, we're here to help you become the person you are meant to be. If you like this, remember to subscribe, share, comment, and do all the nice things. Don't procrastinate. It's finished.
The Miracle Perspective, showing you the person you are meant to be. It's finished.